am your host, aka the Gamesman. You guys also know me as Mike Dabs. Check out the description down below. I have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitch. Twitter, I believe, is on there too. Tons of photos on my Instagram. I teach investing here on the channel. We also do Pokemon pickups and video game pickups. And we do gameplay here, both modern generation, current generation gaming, and retro. I teach a lot here on the channel about a lot of things that I'm into. So it brings up this topic, which in our Pokemon hobby, guys, we really have too many people talking about this subject. Like, some of you guys may be into investing into Pokemon, whether it's PSA graded slabs, single cards, or maybe even into sealed product. And this is a subject that a lot of you guys may not experienced or may not ever dealt with, or you may be investing in the wrong way and not prepared for what I'm about to talk about as titled. So this is to prepare you guys mentally, physically, for this challenge. In case this does happen while you're investing in Pokemon, you're spending your hard-earned money investing, but are you prepared for life? All right, and emergencies that may happen. And I'm speaking from my own experience because I have a life or death situation, okay? All right, and this is why I have to bring this video to. I'm going to try to keep my composure here, guys, because a lot of things flowing through my mind. This is a video that I wanted to give you guys Monday. You're going to hear it from me today, all right? Because life happens, all right? To every one of us, we're going to have to face life. And this is going to be an important role for you guys to take on, a challenge for you guys, that while you're investing, you may very well go through what I'm going to be going through. All right, I'm already experiencing, but there could be a further situation. All right, now before I even dive into that end of it, I'm going to just go on with talking to you guys how you may be investing. Are you guys putting in place some measures that can save you and save your collection? Because if you're not mentally, physically prepared for a life situation, you're throwing all your money into investing, okay? And say you're going paycheck to paycheck. Some of you guys may be going that way, paycheck to paycheck, spending everything you got or most of it into investing because you know it's so profitable and sealed product. All right? That may be one issue you're going to have further, because in case of a life emergency, how are you going to handle that if all your money is tied up into sealed Pokemon? You're throwing your check into sealed product, right? And now you don't have any money in a savings account. You only have product in a storage unit or in your mom's basement or in your garage or wherever you may be storing your product. You have to relieve that. You have to sell that product because now you need that money because you have to have a surgery, or you have to fix your car, or something happened in the house because you were using your money and your credit cards. So it's a dire circumstance investing if you're using all your money and then you're also using your credit cards, maxing them out or whatever, right? Buying Pokemon product in the hope that these things will gain up in value, and then all of a sudden a life expectancy happens. You lose your job. You get unemployed. Now you only have limited amount of money coming in, and bills are piled up. You maybe have a issue with medical bills already, and you were paying some bills, but now you lost your job. Now you have to sell Pokemon cards you can't invest as much. This is some hardships that may you may be under attack. All right. Even now, some people that are investing might be making some wrong moves and not preparing themselves for life. All right. So here is some scenarios. Like I said, that's a scenario that you can be facing if you don't have the right insurance. All right. If you don't have proper insurance for yourself, your wife, that's another issue, right? Because if something happens, you got money tied up in Pokemon, you have to sell that product in order to help get your wife that surgery or get that medical attention, right? Without acquiring a lot of debt. Because sometimes life does take course, all right? And sometimes for the people that are investing in modern Pokemon wrong, you're not preparing for life. You're just preparing for the outcome of you're going to make tons of money because you got a lot of sealed product. And that's not the right mentality to go into this investing. You go into it on a budget system. You go into it preparing yourself for any outcome. So no matter what happens, you are prepared for life on this journey while you are preparing yourself for profits that could be made from Pokemon cards. Now, you have to set up those ropes, those guidelines in your life to prepare yourself for circumstances that will arise. That for some of you guys, you may end up having to sell your collections because you're not saving money, you're not putting money aside, you don't have an emergency in place, you don't have insurance, and you may be just throwing everything you got into sealed Pokemon, and it's for the right reasons that you're hoping that you'll be able to sell it one day and make a nice income. That's great for you younger guys that are still at home with your mom and dad and stuff. That's all great. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but it's a good thing where, make sure you have some precautionary tape out there, that you have insurance, that you have some kind of savings set up. You have insurance, life insurance, medical, and stuff to take care of yourself. Now, outside of that, I have a circumstance that has arisen in my family. All right? And I was talking with Ben F. before I even started the video. I told him, I said, you know what? It makes for a great topic that I was going to give you guys yesterday, but I was caught up in some stuff yesterday, and then I got some information this morning about something was going on that I had to step aside for a little bit to see what was going to happen. But I have a situation, guys, and I'm not asking you guys for no donations or anything, all right? I'm not asking that. All I ask is prayer. Just pray for my family, all right? Just pray for my family. All right, particularly my parents. All right, but this is the circumstance that has arisen for me. All right, so every year we go on vacation. I go to see my mom and dad in Florida. All right, and last year was when I first saw the signs of some things going down with my parents that. I realized very quickly that something's going on, and that mentally, physically, one day they're not going to be here. And that's, life, a life expectancy that's, that one day your parents aren't going to be here, right? And it's a challenge for you and a responsibility to take on, the responsibilities of even selling their house and other assets and moving the other partner, to a safer place, because they don't want to be alone in the house or whatever. So it's a whole big orchestra. So, I noticed that my father had got brain cancer a while back, and he had it in the brain, and they had done surgery on him. And it was soon after we had came back from vacation. He had a bike accident. He fell off his bike, but he had also was taking out the garbage. He felt dizzy, and that's when my mom stepped in, and then he found out that he had brain cancer. So they operated on him, and he lost a lot of weight. My dad is skinnier than me, and he's taken Ensure to continue to try to put on weight, but it's not putting on weight. All right? So my dad is still dealing with the cancer issues, all right, from the brain cancer, trying to gain weight, all right? Still going through therapy, to get back in shape. Now, my dad, my stepdad, used to be great physical shape, guys. Racquetball, always had wheat germ milkshakes, taking his vitamins every day when I was growing up, and I lived at the house with them years ago. Always taking his wheat germ, always going to all sport, working out, playing racquetball, and biking, and even though being a smoker, you know, he was still trying to take care of his body physically with taking vitamins and drinking, healthier shakes and stuff like that, mixed with bananas and wheat germ and stuff. But being they moved to Florida, and he started DJing, and this was stuff that after he retired, he wanted to keep busy. That left my mom at home, and my mom really doesn't get out. She used to play bingo a lot. My mom is at home while my dad is off doing his DJ gigs, because my dad is actively staying busy. My mom is just don't know what's going on. She just stays at the house, cooks, doesn't really want to get out and do anything. She goes to the next door neighbors, and that's about her day. She goes in the garden, does some stuff. But I noticed last year that my mom was also thinning out, guys. She was losing weight. Not being that she was heavy, my mom was losing weight. And I noticed that when we were playing Uno, she was going out of turn and putting the wrong colors out and stuff like that. And she almost fell out the recliner at the house, leaning forward. She was always tired and sleeping, and she got kind of like, physically just like she was drained out or burnt out. So I knew something was wrong last year when we went on vacation. To further the issue, my mom fell several times at the house, and just recently she fell in the bathroom, and my dad doesn't have the physically, he's trying to heal himself, but yet look, there's just the two of them in the house. He's trying to take care of her. Noticed that she was in the bathroom for a while, didn't come out. He went to the bathroom, he found her on the floor, and she was bleeding from the nose, semi-awoke, semi-unconscious, and he couldn't get her up. He doesn't have the physical strength to get her up. All right, so he called EMS. The ambulance came in, picked her up, got her in the ambulance, and she went to the hospital. They found out my mom has failing kidneys, failing liver. She's already dealing with diabetes, high blood pressure. So my mom was in the hospital, found out from my dad that she wasn't eating, always sleeping. She didn't feel like getting up. She's always in a recliner, just sleeping a day, not getting up, not going to wash or anything. My dad notices up to time, Flo, did you go wash? Yeah, she said, yeah. And she was lying to the doctors and lying to my dad about doctor's appointments. And, this trip to the hospital found out that she has dementia. Okay? And it's full blown, guys. So my mom may not recognize me physically. We were on the phone with her yesterday, and we were talking. My wife was talking on the phone, and my mom put the phone down. She knew it was, my wife said, you know who this is? She said, yeah, I know it's my daughter-in-law. How's my grandkids? So there are some things she remembers, but then she sat the phone down for about a half an hour. We were trying to tell her, pick the phone back up. You hear her coughing in the background. She didn't pick up the phone. So that she might have forgot to pick up I don't know. I do not know, guys. But she does have full-blown dementia. Her kidneys did recover. She's in a real rehabilitation now. All right. And not sure if she's going to make it out of there because she's still not eating. She's sipping on tea and eating little nibbles, and she has to get the physical strength. Now, we got a call this morning about my mom. Situation arose with her heart. She had an irregular heartbeat, which went out of control, which could trigger a heart attack. And guys, if that was to go to heart attack stage, there would have been nothing they could do because her body is so frail, being so skinny, that they could actually rupture or crack her rib cage from the pressure applied from trying to get the heart to pump again or whatever if she had a heart attack. So these are situations that right now, in my life, I'm dealing with my mom, dealing with my dad. Right now, it's basically my mom because my dad is his sole responsibility right now. On the side he was DJing all this. This was getting extra money for them in the house. All right, this is how he was keeping everything afloat, keeping everything extra money in the house so he could pay the bills, keep the house going, buy food, because he was cooking and everything for my mom while she was going through this before she even got to the hospital. All right, before he even got to that stage. So my dad was shopping, buying groceries, cooking for him because he can't leave her alone in the house because she forgets that the stove is on, forget that water's running, and this could be catastrophic in the event that she's there by herself and he goes out to do something and the house is on fire because she left a pan on the stove and it just burned and she falls asleep in a chair, the whole house is up. So now that my mom is in the hospital, it's taking a toll on my dad. He's physically exhausted, and he wants to take care of his wife. My dad wants to support his wife, take care of his wife. He wants his wife home with her. All right, and as far as healthcare, some states, see, this is why it's very important, guys, that when you go to retire, in states, make sure that, and you move away, got to make sure that you're in a state where they're going to have some kind of thing set up where, in the event you need home care or something, that even while you're working full time, you should try to see if you can put those implications in or set up yourself for those implications in case it happens, that you have that precautionary tape set out already for your life. In case that did happen for you or your spouse, that you have that benefit already taken care of. So my dad has some kind of home care, all right, through IBM. That he doesn't know the whole how many days, because they're looking at 5-day care for my mom if she makes it out of rehab to come home to be with my father. My dad would take care of her on Saturday and Sunday, and then Monday through Friday she would have home care, meaning that my father could continue to do his DJ to make the extra residual income to help out with the expenses of keeping the house and keeping them afloat. By having someone at the house to take care of my mom. So we're at the point where he doesn't know what they're going to cover because he's kind of lost his competence about. My dad used to be very good with computers and stuff. And the mental drain made him a little bit incompetent about the computer and trying to figure stuff out because he's just mentally drained. And so being that we're up here, me and the wife, all the family's up here. All my dad's side of the family's up here. His aunts, uncles, and cousins and all that. They're all up here. We're all up here. He has friends down in Florida. All right, friends and acquaintances they met while they were down in Florida that look after them when they don't get phone calls from them or don't hear from them. They actually show up at the door saying, hey, I tried to call you, your phone is off, I'm just trying to make sure you guys are okay. So we do have some people that do check on them to check to see what's going on. And, but being that we're farther away, it's a strain on the family because we're trying to figure out what's going on, especially when we can't get a hold of them. And, now the toll's on my dad that he can physically get burnt out from all of this. And he's so mentally attached to my mom, it's like two geese, like, not two geese, two swans. Like, when one swan dies, they don't look for another mate, guys. The other swan, even though a male or a female swan may go next to that lone swan in the lake, they never pair up again to mate. Usually swans mate for life, and once their spouse, that swan dies, that one just stays by itself. This is kind of like my dad, he's so attached to my mom, that like two hens in a coop, that I fear that if my mom goes, it's going to be not that far from when she passes that we lose him. That's my biggest fear. One of my fears now is my mom making it out of rehab, which, you know, the outcome does not look good. So, you know, mentally, physically, you know, for investing, for me, where, you know, the strain, I'm not going to say it's a strain. The challenge for me in this kind of like situation that could arise for you guys, like, you know, my dad, we don't know what kind of policy or what the policy entails, like what it's going to pay for or how many days it's going to pay for. So responsibility may fall on family. All right. Me, my brother, my sister's died in a fire. So, you know, my sister's gone. So it's me and my wife and my brother may have to help with this home care. Now, it's not cheap, guys. I can tell you it's not cheap. It's $100 plus a day, $500 a week, or more, depending on your state, where or what their rates are. If some states have that service available for you to render that to your spouse. Some states, like I said, you got to know where you move to make sure policies that you may even have in effect in New York State is effective in Florida, Virginia, wherever else you move, that you're going to have that same policy going to take effect, and you're going to be able to afford it. So we're at the point, guys, where the fees of that may be $100, maybe less, maybe more, for 5-day service. That's, you know, that's if my father's policy doesn't pay for anything or he's not covered. Then it can get really out of control. If some of the days are covered, then the other portions where my mom is going to need that help, that's where, you know, me and my brother and wife, well, we may have to contribute. And I don't know how much. And, you know, I was talking over with my wife because, you know, I'm contributing to my own. You know, I'm 55. I'm putting in for my own retirement stuff, trying to set myself up for retirement. And, you know, you have to have precautionary tape in your life for when these kind of like life emergencies happen. And, you know, so for you guys, self-help for you guys is, first, make sure you got life insurance for yourself. Make sure you got health benefits, medical, dental. Sure you have a savings account, you're parking money, 401k. Make sure you are trying to do this debt-free. I would tell you guys, strongly recommend that if you're in this Pokemart investing, you try to keep it debt-free. That if you're using credit cards, make sure you're paying the credit card debt that you charge before that bill comes, to keep those APR rates low, because you get compounded daily. I would tell you guys to if you're using a credit card, pay off the credit card for your investing before the bill is due, to cut down on that average that APR rate. All right, because that is a killer right there. And, you know, if you're using credit cards to fund this, and you're not using a budget system with that credit card, and you're going outside and you're charging the hell out of your credit cards, and it's just getting astronomical, where you got a $5,000 limit and you're already at $3,500, and you still carrying a balance over that, you're paying astronomical APRs week after week, month after month, year after year to the credit card companies, where for that $3,000, that $5,000 credit limit you got it maxed out. Not maxed out, but at $3,500, and it's not even paid off. Even half of that's not even paid. You're just paying the minimum. You can get into so many, you know, so much money you be paying in interest to the credit card company, just paying on that to pay that balance off, but you're still running it up at the same time. So you can get yourself into a jam with that if you're not selling product to actually help cover that off, to keep you financially running that credit card, to keep running your business. If you get into other jams, then this raises different different situations. All right. So I preferably would say, you guys, go on a budget on what you can afford to put into cards, into investing into sealed product per week, however you're doing it, per month, weekly, however you get paid, and you're taking $50 out every week and you're buying stuff. I would say stay with the system, guys. Don't go overindulge yourself while investing, and don't carry debt, all right, or a overhead of debt, all right. Manage your credit cards so they don't ruin your life or take over your life, because literally you can get yourself in a big jam with those credit cards if you're not properly investing right, all right, and not buying liquid items with those that'll be easier for you to sell later on when they do go up in price. You'll be able to liquidate some of those smaller items that are less likely to go up as like what Evolving Skies, like, I mean, you know what I mean? So you want to go liquid if you're going to go in this investing hobby. All right. Another thing I would highly suggest you guys to set up is an emergency fund. This is a fund outside of your normal everyday budget that you are going with when you're investing into Pokemon cards. This is outside 401k, outside of your other investings that you're putting into the stock market or Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, whatever else you may be doing, all right, outside of Pokemon, all right. This is another account that you are putting in there in case an emergency arises. You have an emergency fund. Now, you want to continue to contribute to this emergency fund every time you get paid, or anytime you may get a bonus. If you're getting a bonus at your job, a Christmas bonus, a holiday bonus check, or something like that, or anytime you may have sold something, you made a profit, try to contribute some of that money that you made from a sale, from something that you profited off, that's strictly from a profit. Take a small gain from that, add it to that savings account for your emergency fund. It's very important, guys, that you have an emergency fund set in place that you're building upon, all right, that you're not investing. You're not using that money and buying Pokemon cards. This emergency fund is strictly for an emergency. Not, oh, I don't have any money to invest in Pokemon, but, well, Paldean Fates came out. I don't get paid until next week. I'm going to borrow from an emergency fund and get my 2 cases of ETBs of Paldean Fates because, you know, I got the money sitting there. Nothing's happened in my life yet, so I just want to, I'll take that money out of there and I'll use that and I'll put it back. Don't do it, guys. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't risk that for the biscuit. If you're already managing your money properly, managing your credit cards, all right, and you have emergency funds, you're going by a budget system and, you know, not leveraging out your credit cards, overspending and stuff. You're managing your money, you're managing your life, and not letting things go out of control. That's the right way to go. All right, but at least with this emergency fund, you want to at least have 3 to 6 months to a year worth of income that is sitting in that emergency fund that can hold you out in the event that maybe you lost your job. This is some things that you guys may not be thinking of. I'm talking to you guys, young cats that may be working at a at a, you know, McDonald's, Burger King, or whatever. This is some stuff you can start at an early age. Get yourself in that pattern of saving for that emergency. All right, not for a new car. All right, not for that Jaguar you want to get. That's not what the emergency fund is. The emergency fund is strictly for you. In the event of an emergency arises, you have a backbone to lay upon, all right, that won't strip away from your daily function of your daily routines for investing into Pokemon. And this is how you set yourself up, that in the event of emergencies, no matter what it may be, that you are preparing, you have already positioned yourself, all right, for emergency functionality, all right, that you could function in the event that an emergency arises, all right, that you do have some leeway of 3 months, 6 months to a year or more in a savings account that you're not touching, that it's in there for that emergency fund, guys. So highly recommend you guys, while you're investing in Pokemon, and this is why you got, you're making some decent money now. If you don't have an adult money and you have the teenage dollars and you're going by a budget and your budget's going to be smaller than having adult money, that you formulate some kind of emergency fund while you're young. Get yourself trained for long-term mindset. When you become an adult, you continue on with what you started off at a younger age to position yourself, all right, for that event. So in case it does happen, you already been preparing for that. And that emergency fund, guys, is not for a vacation, all right? Don't mistake it that, oh, well, I got that money in the bank. We can take that cruise now. Don't use that money for cruises, vacations, or anything like that, all right? That money will be strictly for an emergency, all right? And you want to continue to build upon it because it can save you in the event that life happens, guys. You have some kind of footing, all right? And this is the topic that I'm talking about, guys, that, it can really crush some people that are investing in here that didn't, wow, you're blowing my mind here, Pokemart, that, wow, I didn't even think about that. I've been just buying sealed product, and, hey, I didn't think that if something happened that I don't have any money saved up, I'd have to sell all my stuff in order to fix my car or get plumbing fixed in the house because I've been just buying all sealed product and storing it away. Didn't never think that I should have other other things in place to help me prevail in the event that a circumstance arises in my life. You have credit cards, guys, and don't think that the credit card is a lifesaver. That is your life preserver, because credit card, yeah, we use credit cards for life expectancies. Something happens, you got to go to the doctor and you use the credit card, you get the car fixed and stuff. Yeah, don't say that that's your saving grace, guys. I'm talking about trying to get you guys in a mindset of operating and investing in a Pokemon market, sealed investing, by being debt-free. And this is where I'm in my life, that I'm debt-free, that I'm not trying to carry any debts. So my mindset and functionality of continuing to invest in steel product is to stay debt-free without carrying any burdens with me, all right? I don't want to have any birds nest above me to have to look after, wait for the eggs to hatch and say, oh, God, I got to raise these guys now because these birds hatch is unexpected. I didn't think I was going to have. I got 2 cats. I don't have any dogs. Now I got 3rd cat, and now I got to think about how I'm going to afford that food for that 3rd cat. So don't think that credit cards is your saving grace. Get that extra life preserver out there in the ocean. That in an event you have to pull the plug on that thing to keep you afloat. You have that life emergency fund set up. And you got it at a younger age. You start putting $10. Doesn't matter how small, how big, you're able to start putting in. But every time you get paid, take a portion of your check, 10%, 5% of your check. Put it into that emergency fund. And it's a savings account that you set up for that fund and that sole purpose. All right? That's how you should be doing that in the event you do have a life expectancy, guys, that you can continue to do what you enjoy in this Pokemon hobby, in this space. All right, so that already answers the question for you guys, like, well, what is Pokemart TCG doing? Although I may be facing an unexpected life emergency, it's not in play right now. All right, it's something I have to predict that most likely will happen, that I may end up having to go down there. I do have legacy time built up at my work, place of work, where it is paid time off So I have enough time in there. It's roughly about 3 months worth of pay that I will get salary. Well, I'm not salary, guys. I'm hourly, but that's of salary when I talk. It's paycheck money that I will get for up to 3 months, so that I can use in the event I have to be away from the job for a longer term, 3 months. I will have 3 months of paid time, because it's a legacy time that for the years that I've been at Walmart, this time was accrued but never paid out to me. I did use it when I broke my foot, but that was only for short term. I still have a lot of hours in there that I can get paid out for this emergency with my mom or my dad, right? When life happens. So these are some other precautionaries that I have, some other things that I have in play that I can use in the event that I have to be away from home here, or I have to go down there for them to see what's going on, or help sell the house, or whatever, right? Whatever life throws at me, I have a accrued time at work where I can get paid out while I'm not at work, but tending to life, right? For that unexpected emergency that, very well could come to pass. All right? On top of that, funding, right? You should make sure that you guys are saving dollars, guys. All right? Saving dollars, have an emergency fund in place. Make sure you got all your benefits, your life insurance, health insurance, dental insurance, all of that in play. On top, your 401k, all right? And that you are saving money outside of investing, but also having the emergency fund, which is separate from your normal savings and checking account, all right? This is just some stuff, like I said. This is, life expectancies coming to me, all right? It's unexpected. This was unexpected, but I have to mentally and physically prepare myself for the outcome, which may not be good, all right? Because that is a circumstance of where it is with my mom, all right? It's dire straits, guys. Don't know if she's going to make it out. We don't know, all right? She's still alive, but not eating, all right? And they may end up putting a feeding tube in her, that's the last road right there, to force feed her through a tube, because she's not consuming food, all right, eating very little. And that's not very good, being frail, that you're causing other issues with that heart that she had. She had a high heart rate, irregular heart rate, that caused her blood pressure in her heart to go out of control, and it could have had led to a heart attack where they wouldn't be able to resuscitate her anyway, because my father has in place a do not resuscitate. Neither one of them don't want the resuscitation. So she literally, if she dies, has a heart attack, there's no help. But in the event that they didn't have that resuscitation, they would end up breaking my mom's rib cage because she's so frail, guys. So this is where I'm at, all right? And I don't know the outcome, all right? I don't have all the answers. I just know things that I seen when I was on vacation last year. Now we see some evidence that something was going on with my mom. Full-blown dementia, okay? So this is where we're at. She was at the hospital. She's out of the hospital and in rehab. And still, like I said, things are not that good, guys. Not that bright, all right? And my dad is taking a toll on him where he needs to just be rest, because he's still dealing with what he's got to deal with. And it's just stress for him. And, like I said, my biggest fear is I end up losing both of these guys in a short time span. So, like I said, I'll try to keep you guys abroad as news comes to me, because I'm really not trying to take time to go down there when I'm getting the answers through my dad and my brother from the doctors on my mom's circumstance, all right? Because I don't want to take time off when it's not really needed for me to go down there when there's absolutely nothing that I can do. There's nothing I can do, all right? My dad is in full control of what is going on, but he just needs to take rest and not wear himself out, all right? So this is where I'm at. And I'm throwing this big ball at you guys because this is something that might hit you guys. And I want you guys to be prepared for this in case this happens to you, your girlfriend, your spouse, if you're married, your kids. Life happens in this hobby of where we're at in investing. It can happen. And what are you going to do when it does? Are you prepared for it? And this is where the challenge goes to you guys. Are you preparing yourselves for the inedible that could happen and you don't know when? So, I wanted to do this video because no one else talks about it, and everybody just talks about making money with investing and what products to buy and stuff. And this is a subject that's touchy for some because it doesn't appeal to everyone. And everyone's going to handle it differently. And I figured that it'll make a good topic for video discussion, especially when it's happening with me. All right? And I can put myself in that picture on exactly what I'm talking about and give full transparency. So you can see what happens and how people are dealing with it when it happens to people. All right, because the unexpected may not happen, and when it does, are you ready? Are you ready? Some people, may not be ready, guys. May not be ready. And I just wanted to get this video out to let you guys know a real touchy subject that life is happening to me. May not physically be happening to me, but it's happening within my family that does affect me. Okay? It does affect me. And, at these times, I just ask you guys, pray for my mom, pray for my dad. Pray for us to continue to stay strong and that she gets stronger and that my dad gets stronger. And she beats this, man. I mean, I know dementia. My Uncle Jimmy, we lost him. It just is a downturn, eats away at your mind. And you forget things, and it just eats away at your brain, and it takes a toll on the other end, the other spouse, and family in general. And for me, I know that my kids, because me and my wife, we grew up with my two girls at the house, at my parents' house, and my parents are very attached to my girls. So you can see how choppy this can get as far as grandparents that were there when your kids were children and infants growing up in the household where they were there when the kids were small, and how attached that my kids got to my parents in that space. And you can see that it's going to affect them when something dire does happen and we lose one or the other, right? So it does affect family, and it's just, some things that I'm going to have to deal with, on that physical level, guys, when it happens, which, I'm hoping not to have to deal with it, but be prepared, right? The bottom line, be prepared. We're not going to live forever. And every day is just by the grace of that man above that keeps us here. And I'm here. And I'm just trying to keep my composure, stay strong. Just pray for my mom, pray for my, my dad. Pray for those two guys, man, because they need everything that they can get at this time, because it is, it's a hardship for my dad, to see my mom in this condition, especially when they're like glued together, like the swans were, like the birds, the swans, stick together. The two of them are paired together for life. And, you look at that one swan in the lake, it looks so lonely without the other one. And that could affect, like I said, it could drastically affect my dad. So the plan is, if we do lose my mom, my dad is, from the talks that I'm hearing, is going to be moving back to New York. All right, and we do have some things in effect on how everything is to go down with the selling of the house and furniture and stuff. So we do have disclosure on that and how that is going to be played out. But we just need prayers, all right, for them. Pray for them, because it is, it's a long road for my mom to recover from this. It's a long way, and I'm hoping that the best comes. But we all hate to see, especially your loved ones in circumstances like this, in situations that we're always used to seeing her smile and her laughter and just my mom being flow, and it's killing my dad to see, knowing that she's not at home and she's going through this situation. Is killing him. I know it is killing him. Not literally like killing him, you know what I mean? It's taking a toll, man. So I just wanted to be transparent with you guys. This is why I wanted to bring this video. It's been on my mind, but I had some other videos that I had to get out, and it just makes for such a great topic to bring here on this platform, because all we hear about is investing and making money, when there are so many different sides to this and challenges that may come up that people aren't talking about. Only the good stuff that is good about this hobby and investing in it, that there are some downsides that can literally take a toll on you as well. So, and that's what I want to talk about, that, and bring this video to the channel, because it just makes sense to bring a topic such as touchy as this to a channel that only talks about prosperity and making money on Pokemon. There's other sides to this, guys, that go hand in hand, that can take a toll on people. All right. So with that said, like I said, that's all I got for you guys on this. I wanted to touch base with you guys and bring this to the light, and let you guys know. But keep my family in your prayers. Keep my mom, dad in your prayers. You can reach out to me through Instagram. Check down below, Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, down in the description. Just friend up. You can always have conversations with me there. But that's all I got, man. So, this is where I'm at. I want to really thank all of you guys for stopping by. I don't like to take a lot of you guys' time but I thank all you guys that are just hanging out in the chat. So really appreciate everything, because you guys are the very reasons why I do videos, is because the support that I get here on the channel, both from the views and through the comment section, and people that come in on the chat, that are regulars that I know. And some of you guys are new subscribers. What's up, Sarge? Bennett Productions. And we had Pat Tat's Power Channel. A lot of you guys come in. So, I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. But keep me in your prayers. If for anything happens, guys, that worst comes to worst, I will let you know. But this is all the news that I got so far. All right. Mom is not in the best condition, but my mom is still alive. If anything does take a turn for the worse, I'll be sure to let you guys know. because obviously I probably won't be doing any videos for a while after that because I have to tend to the nature of that. But other than that, man, really appreciate all you guys coming out. I figured it'd be a good time to do this video. Wife went out. I got the cats down in here. And I didn't go to work today. I called out because of the snow. And then we got the news with my mom, and it was just on my mind. So, and then I was in conversation with Ben F Productions about 8:30, and I said, you know what, Ben, I'm going to do this video. So I told Ben F Productions, who's actually up in our chat, I said, you know what, Ben, I'm going to get out. I'm going to get this video out. I think it's a perfect topic to not wait till next Sunday, because I don't know what's going to happen between now and next Sunday with my mom. So it makes perfect sense to just get this video out, get it in the water, let you guys see what it is, all right, and what I'm talking about. All right, and you know, it just made sense to do this video, especially when unexpected life emergencies is right on my doorstep now, and I can preach and teach exactly, you know, what is happening in my life, right? What's going on in my life because I have an emergency right at my doorstep. So it brings sense to doing a video such as this, because no one else on YouTube is talking about, you know, anything like of this happening, of like having a life emergency, because like people like, what the heck, you know, didn't know that how this would affect me or you or anybody who's not preparing themselves for this, right? Or for our emergency. So that's it, guys. I really appreciate everybody. Really appreciate all you guys, all support. Make sure on your way out you hit the share button. Make sure you get your post notification bell notification on so you don't ever miss out on a video. Yeah. So really appreciate everything, man. Really do. So you know, really appreciate everything. So with that said, guys, I don't want to take any more of your time. We've been on here about an hour. If anything comes more of where it's at, I'll probably have a video for you guys sooner than Sunday. If something unexpected, like drastically happens, then I will bring an update video regarding my my mom. All right. Other than that, man, you know, I really don't like doing videos with my personal life, you know, and things that are happening. But I'm just trying to be transparent because, you know, I'm investing into this hobby, and some of you guys may be doing this, and then a life expectancy, you say, well, I was investing, and then you had to sell all your stuff because you weren't prepared. So hopefully this video might help somebody who was like, man, I'm thinking twice about this investing, but also got to put some other precautionaries up, I got to put that tape out and roll out some other things. So if something does unexpected happen, I'm ready, I'm prepared. And that's the main focus of this video. Not just to draw attention on me and self-pity or anything like that, or what's going on in my life. It's just to be transparent with you guys that it may touch one of you guys in the realm of like helping you guys to prepare yourself for something such as this. So that's the main focus point of the video. All I ask is prayers. All right, prayer. Just pray for my mom and pray for my dad. You know, pray for us. You know, that if that we stay strong. You know, that we stay strong. All right. Other than that, guys, really appreciate everybody. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I'll see you guys in the next video. Remember to get out there, catch them all, have ball, and I'll see all y'all in the next video. Doing it now. Peace. A whole lot of love for you. High five. And I'll see y'all on the next video. I'm out of here.